I had disliked a lot of things that he was saying, and how he was acting, being that, I'm a real individual. I just felt like, we was all cool at one point in time.
Now remember this. No, I was older than Canelo is when I beat Canelo. So now, imagine seeing Canelo at 36 and me at 36, and we fight.
24 world champions, 5 divisions conquered, best defender of all time, right? Bud Crawford surpasses him in accolades because he's undisputed in 3 divisions. Both of them are fighters that fought great into their late 30s. However, Floyd has a deeper...
I honestly disliked many of the things he was saying and the way he carried himself. Me, I've always been a straight-up person, so it felt strange, because we were all cool before. And now, think about this, sounds familiar, right? When I beat Canelo, I was older than he is right now. So picture Canelo at 36 against me at 36. I had beaten 24 world champions, ruled 5 weight divisions, best defensive fighter in history. Crawford passes him in achievements with 3 undisputed runs. Both excelled late into their 30s, but Floyd's resume is still deeper than Bud's.
Broadcast for Jake and Tyson, and some people like the likes of Carl Froch viewed that as an endorsement. Like, look, man, I'm just working. It's a big opportunity to be on Netflix. I didn't put the fight together. I'm not paying these guys. So, let's chill out. But all right, I'm not going to poo-poo this. I just don't know what CSI is. And the way it was presented made me think that there was like a secondary press release to come, that they'll be involved in like some sort of like virtual boxing thing. Like, it just didn't seem real. You know why it didn't seem real? I'll tell you why. There's no date attached to it. There's no venue attached to it. Forget rules. Exhibition, not exhibition, weight. I mean, here's a guy who fought a heavyweight fighting forget all that. These things can get figured out, the fine details. The fact that it was announced, why announce something with no date or location attached to it? What's the point? Unless you're just trying to get people excited and trying to get them, trying to get some investors or something like that.
But maybe also testing the waters. If the response was overwhelmingly positive, maybe you go, okay, we move forward. If the response is muted or negative, maybe you go, okay, we're not going to actually do this. You lob it out there as a way to pull the public, and then make an adjustment.
You don't think it happens?
I do not think it happens. I just don't think there will be enough interest. I know they have huge name value. There's zero, after the last performance by Mike Tyson against Jake Paul, I don't think there's going to be interest in seeing Mike Tyson do that again.
During the broadcast with Jake and Tyson, some, like Carl Froch, treated it like an endorsement. But I'm just working, it's Netflix, a huge platform. I didn't set up the fight or pay the fighters, so relax. I'm not dismissing it, but honestly, I don't even know what CSI means. The way it was announced, it felt like more news would follow, maybe something like virtual boxing. It didn't feel real. Why? No date, no venue. Forget the rules, weight, or exhibition, those details can be fixed. Announcing it without time or place seemed pointless, unless just hyping investors or gauging interest. If feedback's strong, they move forward, if not, they pull back. Personally, I don't believe it happens. Big names, yes, but little interest. Tyson's last fight with Jake Paul proved it.
Canelo is a hell of a fighter. He's a hell of a fighter. And everyone is now saying that he's not the same fighter. He's not looking the same. Now remember this. No, I was older than Canelo is when I beat Canelo. So now, imagine seeing Canelo at 36 and me at 36, and we fight. And now what y'all gonna say? Well, now he got what? I don't know how many fights he got.
Canelo is a tremendous fighter. Truly a tremendous fighter. But people now say he doesn't look the same anymore. Think back, it sounds familiar. When I beat Canelo, I was older than he is today. Now imagine both of us at 36 meeting in the ring. What would people say then? They'd question how many fights Canelo had, what kind of version he was at that age.
You look at Floyd's record, right? Floyd's legacy is 50-0, 24 world champions, 5 divisions conquered, best defender of all time, right? Bud Crawford surpasses him in accolades because of the undisputed in 3 divisions. Both of them are fighters that fought great into their late 30s. However, Floyd has a deeper resume than Bud Crawford, but both of their best wins are Canelo Alvarez. Canelo was a younger, greener Canelo when Floyd beat him. Bud beat an older, slower, but more seasoned Canelo. Now, Bud's not going to surpass Floyd because of the record. He's not going to make 50. Bud has to separate himself. What he has to do is do something that Floyd didn't do. Take on the challenges that people were scared for you to take. Just that's what separates Leonard and Duran from the rest. If Bud Crawford beats David Benavidez, he will surpass Floyd Mayweather as far as on the all-time list. As of right now, if Bud Crawford retires, I would have him somewhere around the top 5 tops.
Look at Floyd's career, 50-0, 24 champions defeated, 5 divisions conquered, best defense ever. Crawford edges him in accolades thanks to 3 undisputed titles. Both excelled deep into their 30s. Still, Floyd's resume runs deeper. Each has Canelo as their signature win. Floyd beat a young, green Canelo, Bud defeated an older, slower but experienced Canelo. Bud won't match Floyd's perfect record, he needs to take risks Floyd never did. That's what separated legends like Leonard and Duran. If Crawford beats David Benavidez, he could rank higher than Floyd all-time. Right now, if Bud retired, I'd slot him around top 5 to 7.
There's no way. Crawford just got the biggest win in his career and one of the biggest wins in history. He doesn't need to go out there and risk. But it is too big, too strong. We don't want to see a champion do so much and accomplish so much and then end his career with a bad choice, a bad fight that he shouldn't take. I wouldn't do it.
There's no way Crawford, after securing the biggest victory of his career and one of the greatest in boxing history, should risk it all again. That opponent is simply too big, too strong. We don't want to see a champion achieve so much only to ruin it with the wrong fight. It's too dangerous. If it were me, I wouldn't take that fight.
First half of the fight because he couldn't handle the power, and obviously that proved not to be the case. That Crawford could definitely handle the power. Were you surprised that, it didn't look like, maybe once or twice it looked like maybe Crawford felt it, but never in any kind of real trouble?
Yeah, I don't think that Canelo really hit him. I mean, he hit him a couple times clean, but I mean, Crawford, Crawford's a big guy too. Crawford took it like it was nothing. I mean, he hit Canelo a few times. I mean, and Canelo took it as well. So I mean, basically, at the end of the day, I mean, they both took decent shots from each other, but Crawford just didn't get hit as much as Canelo did.
Do you think that was a case of you can't Canelo's a guy that's not out there throwing huge combinations. Like he's more of a punch at a time kind of guy, and that's not going to work against someone as slick and talented as Bud Crawford.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, basically, Canelo was looking for just one big shot, trying to land a big shot on Crawford, but Crawford wasn't having it. And Crawford at times would say, I guess you would say to himself, I need to, do a little more work, basically. And it seemed like he just did that, and he would let his hands.
Some thought Canelo would stop him early with power, but that wasn't the case. Crawford handled the shots fine. Maybe once or twice he looked affected, but never in serious danger. Yes, Canelo landed clean, but Crawford absorbed it easily. And Crawford landed well himself, with Canelo taking those shots too. Both proved durable, but Crawford simply got hit less. Canelo isn't a volume puncher, he throws single heavy shots. That doesn't work against someone as slick as Crawford. I agree, Canelo looked for one big punch, but Crawford adjusted, stayed active, and let his hands go when he needed to.
Is Floyd Mayweather top 5?
No, not in my book. No,
not even top 10?
Maybe top 10 in my book, yeah, not top 5. He's maybe top 10, but not top 5. Floyd can fight, don't get it wrong. Floyd can fight. But here's what my problem. Well, I understand, I know you're a Floyd fan, but here's my problem. Who did Floyd fight that was on his level when he fought? Only Canelo. That's it. Don't give me that stuff about the other guy that was going to prison. He know he going to prison when he get through. And then to take it even further.
He fought Cotto.
Cotto was not on his
Pacquiao,
level. Wait. See, stop. Let me finish first. Cotto.
You asked me a question.
Cotto already was done. And Cotto an all-time great? No. Cotto's an all-time Puerto Rican great. Cotto's not an all-time great in boxing.
I agree with you.
He's an all-time Puerto Rican great. All right, so that's not great. That's not on your level. Pacquiao. You waited till Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez before you fought him. If you'd have fought him 4 years ago, it'd have been something. Because both of y'all were here. We'd have found out who the best was. You waited till Marquez knocked him out, now you fought him. If I wait till somebody beat James Toney before I fight him, do I get credit for being the greatest fighter of all time because I beat James Toney?
No, you don't.
No, I don't. So my point is, you didn't do it the right way. You know that. Who else did you fight besides them best two names you can pull up besides Canelo?
What I'm saying is that who do you think around that time would have even beaten Floyd that he didn't fight?
So my point is, I'm not going to say who
because I can't name a person.
I'm not going to say who would have beat Floyd. Like I said, I'm just saying Floyd never fought nobody that was of his equal. He didn't fight a James Toney. He didn't go looking for a James Toney.
Floyd in the top 5? Not for me. Maybe top 10, but not top 5. Floyd could fight, no doubt, but my issue is, who did he face on his level? Canelo, that's it. Don't mention guys already finished or headed to prison. Cotto was past prime, not an all-time great. Pacquiao? Floyd waited until he was knocked out by Marquez. If I wait until someone beats James Toney, then fight him, do I get credit as the best? No. Floyd never faced an equal. I'm not saying who would have beaten him, but the truth is, he avoided fighters at his level.
Terence Crawford versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. Who wins this fight? I'm going with Terence Crawford, and I don't think that's unpopular or crazy to say. I think most people will agree with me. I understand Floyd Mayweather has a lot of fans out there, but the truth is, as great as Floyd Mayweather is, Terence Crawford is one of one. And I say that because who else has knockout power in both hands, is able to switch stances between orthodox and southpaw so seamlessly while having great footwork? It's not like Terence Crawford is some stationary target or a flat-footed fighter that's going to be chasing Floyd around. Terence Crawford knows how to cut the ring off. He has tremendous ring IQ, and not only is he a great boxer, but he's a great fighter. He'll be able to make it dirty. If he is on the inside with Floyd, that power will carry him far, and I just don't see how Floyd will be able to beat a Terence Crawford. I really don't see it. I understand Floyd's defense is incredible, but he is smaller than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford would have a significant reach advantage on Floyd Mayweather. I believe Terence Crawford would also be taller than Floyd Mayweather, as well as all the skillful and technical aspects of what I just laid out prior. So I don't understand how anybody could pick Floyd Mayweather to beat Terence Crawford. Styles make fights, and I believe Terence has the style to beat one Floyd Mayweather. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Whether you agree or disagree, it doesn't matter. Join the discussion, subscribe for more, and leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated.
Terence Crawford versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. I'm picking Crawford. That's not wild to say, many agree. Floyd is great, but Crawford is unique. Power in both hands, switches stances seamlessly, great movement. He isn't flat-footed, he cuts the ring well, high fight IQ, and can brawl inside. His size, reach, and strength would trouble Floyd. Yes, Floyd's defense is superb, but Crawford is taller, longer, and just as technical. Styles decide fights, and Crawford's style beats Floyd's. Share your thoughts below, agree or disagree, join the discussion. Subscribe for more and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks, everyone.
Do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually taking more of a weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's
definitely take that shit. I mean, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
There's no way Crawford, after securing the biggest victory of his career and one of the greatest in boxing history, should risk it all again. That opponent is simply too big, too strong. We don't want to see a champion achieve so much only to ruin it with the wrong fight. It's too dangerous. If it were me, I wouldn't take that fight.
Well, also if we remember, you know, Canelo at that, you know, that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw, and then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, you know, into deep waters. So.
What was Canelo? What? 21? 23? 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Yeah, very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
man, that was 30-something years old, 36.
Well, Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people, but
you at the top of your career in your prime. You in your prime. You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, for sure. And that's why Canelo was saying what he's saying.
I mean, don't you? I mean,
make himself look like he did something great.
Remember, when Floyd fought Canelo, it was a close majority decision. One judge even had it a draw. Floyd was in his prime, but Canelo was still young, just 23 or 25. He had experience but not at Floyd's level. Floyd, at 36, was at his peak, while Canelo was still learning. People debate whether 36 is prime, but clearly Floyd proved it then. That's why critics now frame it as a huge achievement. But really, Canelo was green, and that's the truth behind the narrative.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
Nope.
No friends in this business for you.
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you wouldn't, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore, so that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
Beat your...
Okay, that's a no. That's a no.
To beat Floyd, you'd need 4 arms and 6 eyes. Could Keyshawn beat Tank? Sure, him and Shakur too, they could beat anyone. But I wouldn't fight a close friend, same way I wouldn't have fought Tim Bradley. Floyd was different, I wasn't as close to him then as I am now. Could I reveal how to beat Floyd? No, why would I? He's retired anyway. Is Floyd better than me? You already know the answer. Fighters like Gervonta will say they'd beat me, so that's your answer too.
Because you gotta remember, Canelo is the guy right now in the sport that's supposed to be the man, you know, big bad wolf. You beat him, you the wolf. Now it's like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, who else I'm gonna fight? You beat the shark, you beat the wolf. Damn, like, you know what I mean? Ain't no more ops out there. It's ops out there, but who gonna make them really want to get up? That's the
shit gotta make sense. Like you said, you be the shark, I mean, you be the wolf.
Yeah.
But there's the monster.
Yeah, there is, but that's like a real monster.
Bro, that's to me it don't make sense, but that's
really
what,
a monster.
Yo, is that proof? All right, we got the legendary Pape in the building. Legend. But what makes sense? Like, what makes the most sense? I know you said get a line of suits, Brooks Brothers.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Your line of suits get your money. Get the way, get the easy money. You ain't gotta sweat no more.
What's up?
Not saying you ain't gotta work, you ain't gotta sweat. He's paved a career where he could sit down at a table and get this money. He could come out with a Terence Crawford series now, just whatever, doing whatever he like to do. People gonna watch it. Nobody. The fighting part, people don't understand what it's like to be a fighter. A lot of times fighters really don't be interested in certain fights. It's because when a guy see himself up here and then is fighting a guy down here, it don't interest him. So therefore, when he train, he not gonna really train. He gonna train, but he not gonna train. He not gonna listen. He gonna feel like his coach taking it too serious, and he's like, man, this ain't even that. But your coach like, listen, you can get fucked up. I'm telling you, you don't want to listen. Then you go in there and fight that guy. Then you get fucked up. I seen it.
Right now, Canelo was supposed to be the big bad wolf. Beating him makes Crawford the wolf. He beat the shark, the wolf, who's left. Only a monster. But chasing that kind of fight may not make sense. Crawford has already built a career where he can earn without sweating. He could launch a clothing line, a docuseries, anything, and people will support. The truth is, when fighters see themselves on a higher level, it's hard to stay motivated fighting those below. That's when they slip, because they didn't take the threat seriously. I've seen it happen.
Jake and Tyson and you know, some people like the likes of Carl Froch viewed that as an endorsement. Like, look, man, I'm just working. It's a big opportunity to be on Netflix. I didn't put the fight together. I'm not paying these guys. So, you know, let's chill out. But all right, I'm not going to poo-poo this. I just don't know what CSI is. And the way it was presented made me think that there was like a secondary press release to come, that they'll be involved in like some sort of like virtual boxing thing. Like, it just didn't seem real. You know why it didn't seem real? I'll tell you why. There's no date attached to it. There's no venue attached to it. Forget rules. Exhibition, not exhibition, weight. I mean, here's a guy who fought a heavyweight fighting a... Forget all that. These things can get figured out, the fine details. The fact that it was announced... Why announce something with no date or location attached to it? What's the point? Unless you're just trying to get people excited and trying to get them, you know, trying to get some investors or something like that.
But maybe also testing the waters. If the response was overwhelmingly positive, maybe you go, okay, we move forward. If the response is muted or negative, maybe you go, okay, we're not going to actually do this. You know, you lob it out there as a way to pull the public, and then make an adjustment.
You don't think it happens?
I do not think it happens. I just don't think there will be enough interest. I know they have huge name value. There's zero, after the last performance by Mike Tyson against Jake Paul, I don't think there's going to be interest in seeing Mike Tyson do that again.
With Jake and Tyson's broadcast, some viewed it as an endorsement. But really, it's just a Netflix gig. I didn't plan the fight or pay the fighters. Still, the announcement felt off, no date, no venue, no rules finalized. That makes it seem like they're only testing fan interest or attracting investors. If response is good, they'll proceed. If not, they'll back off. Personally, I don't think it happens. Despite their names, Tyson's last outing against Jake Paul showed the demand isn't really there.
Bud Crawford defeats Canelo Alvarez and becomes the first ever male 3-division undisputed champion in boxing history. Thank God the judges got this one right. But wow, what a technical battle this was. It was a very close fight, but as it went on, Terence was getting more and more comfortable in there. I remember in the 7th round, he even stood right in front of Canelo and fought him on the inside. Then in rounds 9 through 12, Crawford really started to open up on his flurries, gaining Canelo's respect. But the reason Crawford won this fight was because he was surprisingly durable at 168. He was able to do his thing because for the 36 minutes he was in there with Canelo, he was never really worried about what was coming back at him. I mean, Canelo just kept going to Terence's right side of his body, and that stung a couple times, but those were the really only hard shots Canelo landed. Unfortunately, this is terrible for Canelo's legacy because the smaller man beat him up, and Canelo's kind of been cherry-picking his opponents the last couple years. But well-deserved for Terence Crawford. It's gonna look amazing on his legacy. Boxing got it right tonight. On the biggest stage, with the most eyeballs, no controversy, just pure sport. And one of the best ever at the sport got it done tonight, Terence Bud Crawford.
That's the wrap for today's video. Stay tuned for more.